So why do nice guys always finish last, right? Because it's true, right? The saying goes. And it's not because you're not bad boys, right? It's not because you're not attractive. It's because of this one fundamental and important aspect of attraction you're getting completely wrong. Like you're getting it completely wrong, and it's pushing women away and it's putting you into the friend zone, right? Because what you're trying to do as a nice guy, and most guys do this, right? Is that you're trying to create yourself in the woman's mind, right? That you are the perfect partner, right? That you are the man that she wants. So in doing that, you are basically pretending to be someone you're not a lot of the time, right? You're hiding parts of yourself and you're showing some parts of yourself that you think that she's going to like, right? You assume that she's going to want. But what you lack is the capacity to really feel what she wants and needs from you because you're too fearful and anxious, right? And here's the thing, what you really need to do, what's really needed to create is grounded safety, right? And I hear you saying, David, right? I'm a safe man. I'm not like those guys. I'm not one of those guys who's going to abuse her, who's going to cheat on her, who's going to lie to her and all these things. But is that really true, right? And I'm going to explain to you in this video why in many ways, you're not that far different from those guys. And that's going to be painful for you to hear. It's going to feel like I'm attacking you, but hold with the intensity of that feeling of attack, because actually that's also part of why women see you as nice and see you as a friend and don't see you as much more. So you're going to stay with this, right? So you're like, I'm not one of those bad boys, right? Those guys, they lie, they cheat, they go through women, they do things that are terrible, blah, blah, blah. That's right. And you think you're reliable, kind, good, caring, nice, and all that good stuff, right? But the truth is, it's a mask, right? You're putting it on, I wish I had a little mask with me. You're putting it on so that she sees you a particular way, right? It's a manipulation. And this is going to be hard to hear, right? But hard truths are often what's needed, right? You don't mean to manipulate, but this is how the manipulation happens, right? You want something, right? Like you want to go on a date with her or you want to spend more time with her, right? But you can't just say the thing you want. You don't believe you can say the thing you want. You believe if you say the things you want, you're going to get rejected, right? So you have to concoct some way to get the thing you want by giving her something that she wants to maybe piggyback on the thing that you want, right? So it might look like something like, I don't know, a woman says to you that she's going shopping and you might go, oh, I need to go shopping too. I'm going to come with you, right? So you go shopping with her, but in the back of your mind, the whole time you're thinking, okay, when we're done with the shopping thing, we're going to go for a long walk on the beach maybe, or you're going to be like, and we're going to go for dinner. And the plan really in your mind is to take her for dinner. The shopping is just a ruse, right? To get in there and spend time with her. But the real thing you want to do is go for dinner with her, right? And spend time alone over a candlelit dinner, whatever it may be. My man, this is manipulation, right? And this makes you untrustworthy, sly, and even creepy to some degree, right? And again, hard truths to hear, right? And we've all been there, right? I've been there. I've done these sorts of things in my past as well, right? You're kind of friending her to death in the hope that somewhere along the line, things will turn to being romantic, right? You present friendship, right? And you've already decided you want to be with her. You already decided you're romantically interested. You already decided that you really like her and want her. It's not a case of that you're figuring out and you're seeing who she is. You've already decided this. So you're presenting this friendship and really what you want is a romantic, sensual, sexual relationship, right? This is a certain level of emotional dishonesty, right? Because you're holding back your flirting, you're holding back your desire, you're even holding back a level of being clear and honest with what you think and feel. This is emotional dishonesty, right? And to some degree, it's emotional unavailability, right? Because you don't disclose the full emotions that you feel for her. And this also is about people pleasing, right? This people pleasing in it's like, oh, if I give her what I want, covert contract, I'm going to get what I want, part of the covert contract, right? And it means that your communication is, you probably leave out certain bits of information sometimes, don't you? Because you're like, oh, she's not going to hear that about me. I better not say that thing, right? So your communication isn't clear. Sometimes it's a bit vague. Sometimes it's a little bit reactive and you're like, oh, what does she want me to say? I want to say that thing. And these are all the things that make you feel unsafe, right? And the thing is, she's not going to go to you, I feel unsafe with you. She might even say, I feel really safe with you. This feels good. But the safety she needs to feel a level of attraction, she doesn't feel with you, right? And if everything was to come out, she definitely isn't going to feel safe with you. And there's another layer to this, right? Which is where, as a nice guy, what you're doing is just presenting her all the things you think she wants. So you're just giving her this kind of perfect version of what's already in her mind. And the thing is that she knows she can't trust this because no one is the perfect thing that we want. Everyone has their flaws and their ways of being. So in doing all this, you're presenting this version of yourself that is incongruent to who you are, right? And she feels this incongruency. And it lands as a lack of safety, this grounded safety that I'm going to talk to you about, right? Because you think you're safe because you're like not hurting or causing any pain. But in terms of this kind of nervous system and emotional safety and communication safety that we need to feel we can open up to someone, we need clear communication, emotional availability, reliability, and follow through, right? You're not reliable if you're constantly, holding back on not really saying what you want to say. We need presence, like deep, integrated, grounded presence. And if you're so fearful and full of overthinking that you're always second guessing what you're doing and saying, that's not presence, right? That's being completely overwhelmed and thrown around by experience and your projection of experience. We need to be deeply self-aware and socially aware and emotionally attuned. Now, if you're completely reacting constantly to what's happening and you're reacting to your overthinking, that's not emotional attunement and awareness, right? I can keep going on. There's integrity, right? Integrity to your own values, to your own who you are and what you're going for in your life and your, externally what your integrity with, like justice and so forth in the world, right? But also your own body, your own emotions, there's integrity there. And these are the things that you're lacking. You think you're being safe, but actually you're embodying this kind of dysfunctional mask of safety, right? As people pleasing, approval seeking, patchy communication, over sensitivity to her, passivity, right? Disguised as kindness. And these are all the things that nice guys continually do when they think they're being good and nice and they don't understand why my partner isn't loving me. Why does this woman not fancy me as well? Because what you're presenting lacks detail. When I say detail, it's like when we look at a painting, we look at it and we're like, that's got depth, that's got consistency, all these things. And you actually lack those things, right? Because you're lacking this clarity, groundedness, safety in yourself, with yourself. And she feels that through your jumpiness, I find when I meet nice guys, they don't know how to just be really still and really present in the moment. And they struggle with silence often. If we sit in silence for 10 seconds, they kind of get jumpy and they want to say something. And they start nodding as if to provoke you to speak. These are the things that really make her feel safe at a deeper level, that let her know that like, oh, you're a reliable man. I can trust you because you're going to say what's true for you, right? Without the neediness, without the needing for her to approve of you, right? So this is really one aspect I see of this two-sided coin. And the other one, which I'm going to talk about later, not today, in some other episodes, is what I call edge, right? This is the side of things that often we think is like the bad boy. But it's not. It's aspects of like confidence, leadership, direction, eroticism, play, even emotional depth, experiential depth, wildness, like ambition. These are those aspects you also lack, right? Because it's so easy for you as a nice guy to think, I need to be like a bad boy. Those guys who treat them mean, keep them keen and all that kind of jazz. And that's the superficial stuff you see with the bad boys. But what you don't see, the substantial stuff, the stuff that's under the surface with bad boys, is they often have an ambition and vision and desire, right? and a willingness to express those things into the world without fear of judgment and rejection, because they're like, well, this is who I am. This is what I'm about, right? Yeah, with the bad boys, it can come with a lack of communication, rudeness, arrogance even, and a bunch of other stuff that can be really malicious, right? Because they so often lack a willingness to be open and vulnerable and emotionally connected, which to some degree you're also suffering from, right? But they embody life. They're beating life, right? And this is the thing, that's the second side of it, right? Because that's like a bolt-on, a bonus, right? You speak to a lot of women and they're not that fussed if the man they meet isn't super ambitious, right? Who has a little bit of edge, that's all you really need, right? Because a lot of that you can develop with someone in the moment as you get to know them. But this safety piece, for women who have been oppressed and have been raped and pillaged throughout history, they carry this imprint of this emotional aspect of that, right? Feeling unsafe in the world. A man who can't be honest about his intentions is no different from the man who may sexually assault her, because it's the same aspect. It's the same like lack of honesty. You know, this guy over here that may sexually assault her is plotting and focusing his own lust and desire, and is disconnected from her in the moment. And you're disconnected from the moment because you're overthinking and connected to your fear, right? That's a lack of emotional attunement. And as I've said in past episodes, emotional attunement is really powerful because it means that you notice what's going on for her and you can respond to it, not react, respond to it. Like, oh, she's just moved a little bit away in distance. Okay, she might feel like she needs a bit of space. Cool, I'm just going to lean back a little bit. Reacting would be like, oh my God, she just moved away. She doesn't like me. What's wrong? And then you're asking her, something wrong? Have I done something? Did I do something wrong? I'm really sorry. It's like you've just reacting from that fear and worry, whereas the response is just going, oh yeah, actually, I'm a little bit close to her, or this environment might be a little bit uncomfortable for her. And you respond gently and with presence, right? It's more important to build this grounded safety in yourself that you can then transmit outwards than to focus on this edge, right? Edge is important, right? Leadership, these things are really important. But what most men lack, what nice guys lack in particular, is safety. They think they're being safe, but the safety is like a faux safety, a fake safety, right? Concocted in the mind through distortions and avoidance and fear. And this is what women feel in you, right? So what can you do? Some of it is just actually standing tall and being honest, right? Being honest about your opinions and what you want, you know, being clear in your communication without neediness and needing the seeking approval from them. Having integrity of yourself and your values. You know, maybe a woman treats you in a certain way, and as the nice guy in you, people pleaser, is like, oh, that's okay. You know, she can just cancel last minute. But actually integrity would be like, hey, actually, we said we were going to do something and you've just cancelled last minute. What's going on? You know? And presence would be actually practicing presence, like breathing deeply, being there, listening. Not in this agreeable way of like listening. Oh yeah, you're so right. You're so right. It's listening and being like, so what I'm hearing you say is this, and this. Got it. Right. Okay. And that might be asking questions to understand more deeply. Right. And then there's also the aspect which is like a calm nervous system. When you're overthinking, full of fear, anxiety, and trying to hide who you are, your nervous system isn't calm and regulated. It might be a little bit shut down, right? Which is even below that. But actually it's amped up. You might be a bit jumpy, moving around a lot in your chair. You know, little sounds happen and you feel nervous and scared and worried. And this is something you can't fake because it's internal. It's not just something you do on the outside. I think that's enough for today. I'm going to go into this a bit deeper because I'm putting together a program where I'm seeing that these two building blocks of this kind of grounded safety and this edge are this really important aspect of like an integrated man. You know, we could call it masculine, feminine, but I like these two aspects. It's like bringing these two together in this modern way so that we can move through the world following our own desires and what we want and leadership of ourselves, but also the same inside our relationships and our dating lives. because too many men are so riddled with fear that they're not taking action. They don't know how to get out of that overthinking, and they don't know how to get out of that fear, and they don't know how to create the type of spark and life in a relationship and dating situation that they really want. And they mistake it for things they don't have, and superficial things like money and so forth. And they don't know how to find healthy women as well, you know, because you're attracted to women who you hope will tell the world something about you, or will resolve your own wounds about your opinions and negative beliefs about yourself. So if you're interested in a program like that, it's something I'm putting together. I've got a wait list, and I'm just building this wait list at the moment, actually, because people seem really keen on this. I've been emailing about it, and it's going to probably come together in the next few months. And I'll probably just put it to the waitlist people who are actually interested. So if you're interested, there's a waitlist down below. You can put your name on there. There's no, you know, I'm not holding you to anything. You just put your name, fill out a couple of questions, and you get involved. And if you need something right now, you can put your name on that waitlist. And also I've got my dating program. I've dropped the price for people. It's £27 now. It's 4 hours of content. It's amazing. Men have done this program, have got more dates than they have in the previous 6 months in 6 weeks. Yeah, they've done the program and they've actioned everything in there. So it's epic, basically. A lot of me talking, giving you actions, giving you practices to do that will make a huge difference in how you show up, but on how you date as well. Right, it's enough for me. And I'll say ciao, ciao.